Hi everyone, my name is Belen Perez, and this is my project-based learning PowerPoint. So for chapter 3, imagining the possibilities, it just talks about the main idea of project-based learning, and how it works, and how you could use it in your classrooms. So the most importantly is to focus on the big idea for your project planning. So like what is your goal? What are you trying to show to these students? And what do you want the outcome to be? So most of this project-based learning is focused on technology and using technology in classrooms because nowadays it is very important and technology is improving as years pass by. So it has been a big impact on education, and we should be implementing this in our classrooms. So for a good project, you have to be disciplined, like it says in the book. The more examples, the more explanation, the more there is to that, the better your project is going to turn out, and the better the outcome of your students learning what you want to teach them. Like it says in the book, sometimes textbooks cannot teach you everything that you want, and it could just be like it says generic, so like basic things, or sometimes students don't really understand it. They understand it better through either lectures or being face to face with the teacher and asking them questions. So for project based learning, what they say is to focus on technology. For example, creating like a wiki page that allows people to like add their collection of whatever they researched online. An example of a lecture that I could use for creating a wiki is talking about the so it'd be like, I don't know, talking about like a lecture about presidents and how important they are. Either you could talk about the president that is now to this day, or ex-presidents that were in the history. But an example I would use in my classroom is making a lecture about the president that we have to that day, and maybe have them write them a letter and send it to the White House. I know that there is a possibility that you could do this, and hopefully students can get a response letter back. It's gonna make them excited, and it helps them use project-based learning in the classroom. The great thing about project-based learning is that we could use it throughout all our teaching experience, either elementary, middle school, or high school, even college, and that is great. PBL projects can also help innovation in students, which is always great. This is what we want in students. Like for example, in the book, there was a project that was inspired by a TED Talk called The Last Lecture, and this was made by a language arts teacher named Naomi Kirchner. It was designed to bring students to the table to reflect their interests or passions. And they used their technology skills to promote the aspects of themselves as if they were pitching for a job interview or internship. This is a great way to innovate your students and to help them not only in their education, like language arts, science, and all this, but also like real life situations like this, like job interviews. I feel like this is what we should be teaching our students as well in classrooms, because at the end of the day, this is what they're going to be using the most. And sometimes, like as myself, I was never taught at a young age about interviews or any of that. And now that I am older and I am applying for jobs or anything that I need, I struggle with it. And I wish I could have had these types of projects in my own classroom. And this makes these students be better communicators, have more education and knowledge, because they know how to deal with the real world and they mature a bit more. If educators have a well-designed project, this can help students strengthen their minds and help them have a better mindset and more learning to them. A great objective that they have on the book is Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. This was created specifically for teachers, and it is great because it helps them plan for their project. So there's 3 steps, and it's analyze, evaluate, and create. They all have different definitions. For example, analyze is examining or investigating. Evaluating is judging or justifying. And creating is adapting or imagining. Also, when making a project, you should always be more specific so that students can understand and learn better. Like an example is if you wanted a student to write about their summer and you just put that as the explanation. You should be more specific, write more verbs, more explanation about why did you like the summer, why did you not like the summer, or what specifically did you do this summer, or just something else that can help students understand the topic better and be more creative and imaginative when writing. Like I said, these projects do not only help us with education in school, but also education in the world, which we need to teach our students more. Like I said, so they could be stronger out in the real world and feel confident. Also give challenges to students. This helps them work better for their things or challenge themselves and try to do better at what is being asked for. And the last thing about chapter 3 and the most important is to always think about students and their interests and benefits. This is our main priority as educators. We should think about our students' future and how all these projects will help them out in the long run. And we need to think about better projects that can benefit them more, both in education and in the real world. So for chapter 4, it's strategies for discovery. So the first one that is in this chapter is selecting and designing projects. So select at your best choice what's going to help out students more and how you're going to design this project to have a good outcome in it. Also, to create a project, it is best to review it with others, either when the project is being created or after, to see what could be done better or what you did good. And it's always good to share with your colleagues or ask them questions. It is always great to get advice from others. Also, as an educator, you need to learn that like anything else, there can be fails, and this is okay. Mostly if it's one of your first projects, learn that this could be okay. I mean, all students are different, and you're gonna have fails, or sometimes the project won't work the way that you want it to. But this can just teach you for the future and make you better, and help you create better projects for the next time. Also, you can think about how you can improve the project by either making surveys, like I said, or seeing how your kids react to the project to see if they did good or they did bad. This can help you improve the project. Also, ideas from projects can come from anywhere. I was reading in the book about this project where a teacher from an elementary school got an idea from a paper bag, and she made a whole project about recycling and using different bins to put different recycling objects in it. This is great to teach our students. I mean, it's something in the world that we need to better, and if students start to learn about this, they can better the world out there. I would totally use this project in my classroom, and I think it's a beautiful project to help out the environment. Like I said, make a survey for opinions, and you can use them to value and to make your projects better. There is a Science Leadership Academy that has made these projects better and has had more research. The Science Leadership Academy has several schools, and their schools have been top rated because they have made their projects better because of their research. They have had more research for students to do, and this has improved their students' like learning. Technology can be used as an advantage. Mostly in these times where times are changing, technology is improving, and it's gonna be used throughout the years. Mostly us that were being millennial educators, we can use technology as an advantage. Of course, traditional lessons are always great, but also technology can help you out in your classrooms, mostly since students need to learn about technology as well, and they have more knowledge about it as well. Like I said, technology is what most children tend to lean towards nowadays. For chapter 5, which is making assessment meaningful, it says that PBL is related more to students' personal life than anything else. Students learn more about the real world with PBL. Assessment is very important to see where students stand on. We need to assess our students and help them out with these projects, guide them, and to make them better in the future. Assessments can also help the educators see what they can do better next time. By doing this, they can see the outcomes of their students or ask them questions about what they have learned, or like the book says, like make exit tickets to see what they're learning or if they're learning. And by that, you could base on what else you could teach these children. Also, make a plan to see how students can learn better. Rubrics can help show student progression and what they need help in for the next time. Rubrics are always great because students know what to expect. They know what the educator wants from them, what their expectations are, and how they can achieve the grade that they want to. And the rubrics are usually very specific in how you can receive that grade. So for a better outcome, it is the best write a well-detailed rubric with all expectations and hints. Hints are always great because sometimes I've had this experience where I read a rubric or a project that I have or whatever, and I just don't understand it. I read it several times. There's words that I just sometimes don't understand, and I look them up and I still don't understand them. I have to ask several of my peers, and they don't understand it as well because sometimes they're not well detailed. They don't have enough explanation. And hints are always great so that students can know what they need to do for that assignment. Like any other rubric, it should have points and explain how students can obtain those points. And this, you can use this to see what students have learned into a smaller project. For example, if they finish a large project about recycling, like we were talking in the past slides, they could go ahead and go to a place where they recycle and grab more information about it and make a project about it. And then they could get more knowledge with this. Or they could either do community service at a place like this, or for example write a essay about what they have learned about this. And this could make the educator see that if the students really learned from the project. and also